Hi, South Central students. I'm Jessica Rosen, and I'm the Learning Specialist in the Academic Support Center. And I want to talk to you about how to take notes in your online classes. It's important to take notes on all of the reading material and information that your instructors have on each D2L class so that you can keep track of information, study for tests, and be successful in your classes. The first step to taking notes for your online classes is to get organized. I suggest getting a separate notebook and folder for each class. That way you can keep your notes separate and they'll be easy to find when you need them. The next step is to keep track. So at the beginning of each week, sit down and make a to-do list. Go through each of your classes on D2L and write down everything that is due that week. Write down all of the steps that you need to take to complete assignments for each of your classes. That way you'll have it right in front of you. You won't have to go back and look through all the D2L pages to find due dates and other information. So at the beginning of each week, make a to-do list. Here's an example of one, and as you can see, I have each class separate. For example, for psychology, I have the chapters that I need to read in the textbook that week. I have the D2L lecture notes on my list of to-do. I have the discussion post that I need to complete, as well as the date that it's due. And I have study for quiz, and again, the date that it's due. This way, I have everything right in front of me, and I don't have to go back and search for it. It's easy to find. The next step is to start taking notes. So first, read all of the information on D2L, read the lecture notes, watch any videos that your instructor posted, and take notes on the main ideas and supporting details. Take notes on new terms and definitions, and any information that is repeated, you want to make sure that you write down, because this might be information that you'll need on a test or for a discussion post. The next step is to take more notes. So after you have gone through all of the material on D2L, the next step is to read the assigned pages in your textbook and take notes. So again, any information in the textbook that you remember from the D2L lecture notes or videos, make sure you write down, because this is going to be important. As well, take notes on main ideas and supporting details. Take notes on important terms and definitions, and write down questions that you have so that later when you have a chance, you can ask your instructor or you can ask your classmates those questions. Here's an example of a page of notes. You can see at the very top, I have the date that I took those notes, and I have the name of the class so that if my notes get out of place or if I lose them or stick them in with some other class notes, I'll always know when I took them and what class they're for. Over here, I have the topic of the notes. So that might be the topic that we're studying that week in class. It might be the topic of that particular chapter or the topic of the instructor D2L lecture. The topic helps me study for the test because I can go back and see what that page of notes is on. You can also see on my notes that I don't use complete sentences. Your notes don't have to make sense to anybody else. You know, it's okay if you don't spell a word correctly. You can use symbols, you can use whatever makes sense to you so that you can get the information down. At the bottom of the page, you'll see my summary. It's important that when you're done taking your notes, to briefly review them. And then at the bottom of the page, write a summary, which is 1 to 2 sentences that sort of captures the main idea of those page of notes. And this is helpful because when you go back to study, you can again look at your summary and remind yourself what those page of notes were about. Also, it helps the information stick with you if you can kind of summarize it and put it into your own words. The last step in taking notes is to review. Make sure that you are taking the time each day to review your notes. Don't wait until the night before you have a test or the day before you have a test. Don't wait till the last minute and try to cram everything into your brain in just a couple of hours before the test or before an assignment is due. Take time each day to review the notes for each class, even if it's just 10 minutes or 20 minutes here and there throughout the week or throughout the day. Looking at your notes and reviewing them in just a few minutes here and there will help you remember them. So that's kind of the steps for taking notes in your online classes. This is one of the most important things you'll need to do to be successful, is start each week by making a to-do list. Write down all of your due dates for the week, all of the steps that you need to take to complete assignments for the week. Make sure you read through all of the information your instructor has posted on D2L and take notes on that. Always make sure you read the information in the textbook and take notes on that. And then throughout the week, review your notes, and this will help you be successful in your classes. Thank you for watching and good luck.